Well, Becky Dennison comes to...
Becky Dennison, which is interesting, from Venice Community Housing Corporation, right at the corner of Westminster. Let's see what she's doing here with the BLM LA. Let's see. Becky Dennison, you're a racist. You've caused so much violence right here. You know, the African Americans in your building on Horizon Apartments LLC, just Christopher and Keith died in the last year. They're African Americans who never got any service. They never got any services from Roger Mahoney's St. Joseph Center police partner provider or Jonathan Sharon. You know, I've talked to you about this for years. Well, here you are on my street. What are you saying, Becky?
I just want you to stand up a little further back because you don't have a mask on.
Well, why'd you send Bobby Maddox to cripple me in my apartment, Becky? Is there a reason why you did that, Becky? No, I'm right on my street. Well, excuse me, why are you standing right in front of me? Why are you two big guys punking out a 70-year-old man who lives here? What, are you going to get violent or something? No. Well, then why do you keep me from walking on my street where I live?
Same old story.
Racist, race-baiting terrorist from Venice Community Housing, Steve Clare.
We want to be left alone.
Well, listen, if you want to be willfully ignorant, that's your business, buddy. But here we are on my street, so why are you talking to me while I'm talking to this woman? We're used to people trying to stop voices. You know, who are you to stop voices? Why are you oppressing me?
Maxine Waters told me to do this.
You are. You know who Bobby Maddox is? You know who Maxwell Harris is? Well, he's from Hollywood Community Housing, and he's
That's
a
Mike
criminal.
Bonner, too.
How's he Steve Clare's asset manager?
Maxwell Harris, a criminal.
What about LaFoy Johnson?
Asset manager?
What about Keith and Christopher, African Americans? You guys don't care about. Because you're Susan Rosenberg. 5 larger mansions, BLM racists. Why don't you get the hell off of my street?
Uh-oh.
You racist BLM bullshitters.
Well, Meth Mike Bonner got arrested and telling us we're supposed to do...
70-year-old man who's been here 42 years.
Uh-oh.
You come here for a photo op. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, my goodness.
Becky
Carl
Dennison, you
Lambert.
let Bobby Maddox cripple me. LaFoy Johnson was stabbed. Keith and Christopher are dead. When Mike Bonner and Anastasia makes a speech.
True.
You won't stand up for the flag my father fought for. I'm an immigrant's kid, Becky Dennison.
True.
White suburban plantation princess, and your little slaves there, your little BLM slave, gonna punk me out, dude. Big fat dude, you gonna punk me out? Well. So on it goes, you know, Becky Dennison bringing peace to the neighborhood as usual. Hotelier felon Carl Lambert, who through crack house Jack Hoffman gave Steve Clare, her boss, Horizon Apartments LLC Boardwalk, pay-to-play, HUD fraud, awful poverty pimp, serial violent. I mean, the blacks from Popcorn to Keith and Christopher, I mean, handfuls and handfuls of my black neighbors been abused, destroyed, killed, tricked, billed forever, you know. And Becky Dennison, the White Princess, comes right as, you know, Jules Muck, the tourist art. The tourist art, you know, his parents own a hotel. She got off heroin long enough to put Reese Davidson, who, you know, all the black people that can afford the Waldorf on Westminster, the racist rape culture hotelier. You know, the meth encampment crap is nothing compared to what goes on with crack house Jack Hoffman and hotelier felon Carl Lambert.
Well.
Dennison drug house.
Surfside.
$8, drug house, prostitution. The poor, vulnerable, you know, victims. It's survivor sex victims, you know.
Defund the police, huh?
Engineer this blight. They work those crowds. She uses violence as a tactic and justifies it. You know, she's destroyed the last years of my life on purpose. And a violent, terrorizing, traumatic life on purpose. And I did inside of Horizon Apartments. You know, I was crippled just like before I was stabbed, just like anybody who checks out rape. Not going to make the case here. The documentation is voluminous.
and the Message Control, the George Francisco Venice Chamber of Commerce, the Venice Neighborhood Council, going all the way to Soldado Sura and the supposed Heidi Robinson, Helen Stolter converts who are now, a little annoyed because some of the murder and filth and violence and rape might happen to their families, not the poor, vulnerable people they never checked on, as hundreds of millions of dollars is still being wasted. And Plantation Princess walks around here with two BLM, LA, and a camera and a recorder like she's been doing with Pete White ever since that Minnesota activist plantation white suburban wacko got to LA with Pete White. Abby shared mini mall disaster. Santa Monica Museum of Art. Frank Gehry, architect, Santa Monica Museum of Art. It's a dead Ben and Jerry's, and she destroyed a whole neighborhood, and the Baldessari vibe, and the Jack Dugan vibe, and the entire Main Street vibe, because these poverty pimp, real estate, Sonny Bach, George Francisco, Venice Art Crawl, miserable water boy, Will Hawkins, homeless committee chairman. I mean, they can't get enough Ed Buck sexually disturbed predator bullies in this hole. Okay, so now there's a critical mass. But Horizon Health Action Coalition, however traumatized the posts, I haven't edited them or cleaned them up, That's what happens as you slowly wake up in cognitive dissonance, and Gary Stewart killed himself. He was right in front of Becky Dennison's Venice Community Housing Corporation, and he's dead. Richard Foos, he's dead. And your email, Mark Ruffalo, Brentwood boy, ghettoizing blacks. You're the BLM that shows up in my neighborhood, Richard Foos, ripping off black songwriters. Gary made history. He was a person of honest heart. And he saw what was happening. He knew Felicia Adams' killing was a cover-up, sexual assault cover-up, stooge millionaire from an elite suburb. He went to Venice High School. Okay, we're not going to be guilt-tripped. Somebody got a professional person of color, just intimidated me up and down the street. All the eyebrows arched, and all the threats came, and all the assuredness, of who was a racist and who wasn't. That's what Becky Dennison does. She sees this killing, freaking violence. We've got the names of the dead. George Francisco, you're going to hear him. Captain Setzer, where the hell are you? Where the hell are you, Active LAPD, for people who were cut down for standing up for you? Why is that case dropped over and over and over and over and over again? Because these fight back